I will start to prepare sleeve to be put on a shirt. So the first things that I do, I sew the sleeve, of course, and once the sleeve is sewn, I will go with a gather. So to gather the sleeve, I make my 2 marks, one here and one at the other end. And now I will go with the stitch, but here I move to 4. So the step of the stitch, it's 4. And now I start to sew. It's a very big stitch, because we're supposed to gather it afterwards, yeah? So this is silk, pure silk, and it's very slippery. So I did one, and now I take it out, and I will do another stitch parallel with this one. This stitch you can take it out after you sew the sleeve, because it's just a helping stitch. So look, I take it out, and now I get the 2 threads together, just the on one side, yeah, and I start to gather, and this is the way I will gather around all my sleeve. And usually you gather just on the top of the sleeve, never lower than this marks. Yeah, so I gather everything very nicely, and then I will see how it's fitting. So this is the sleeve, and I will take I'm repairing this shirt. It's a silk shirt that it's very beautiful actually. So I start at the side seam, yes, and I put the seam of the sleeve with the seam of the shirt together, and I pin it, okay? And now I go inside the hole, yeah, and I start to pin, and I pin this side 2 pins, and then I will go on the other direction, and I put another 2 pins up to the gathering, because I know until here it's flat, straight, yeah? And then I pin the center of the sleeve at the shoulder seam, okay? And after that, all this gather, I have to handle it and spread it equal both sides, yeah? So I'll put it here. You see, it's kind of okay, but you can still spread it while you are sewing. And this one the same. You see, we need to, because it's loose, so we need to gather it a little bit more. And it's something like this. And then I'll go and I'll sew it. Usually I take this part off, because like this it's easier to put the sleeve around. So what I will do, I will start for one side, and I go all the way this part that it's straight, so you don't need gather, and I am sure what I need to do, so I will start like this. I move the distance of the stitch to 2.5, because this is silk. I'll put it at 2 actually, because it needs a smaller stitch. And then I remove the pin and I start. And with the unpicker, usually I like to work with the unpicker. I start to sew it. Always pay attention to bring the two sides together. Yes, the two edges of the blouse and of the sleeve together. And I will keep the edge of my foot parallel and on the same level as the blouse. Okay. And slowly I take the pins out. I don't like to sew over the pins. You always have to see the two parts, the two edges. And now I start to gather, to sew over the gather. Okay, and my seam allowance have to be exactly the same. So I stay here on the margin and I try to manipulate the gather. And I told you, the stitch for the gather, we can take it out later. Don't bother about them. Take it out. Again, you see, I hold it with the unpicker, because like this you can get with your hand where you cannot get with your fingers. Just the unpicker, it's much narrower and it's going everywhere you need help. You see, I always I stop with the needle in, because I don't want the stitch to move. And you see how I control the edges, because they tend to go out. So I'm holding them here. And I'm still able to rearrange if I want. Put the needle in and rearrange the gather a little bit, and we are almost there. Yes, and we are here. And you come over and overlap your stitch where you started, and that's it. I'll show you the sleeve now attached. So look at that. And now we'll take out this because they are here just to help us, but they don't need to stay. So I'll take them out.